Hey, thanks a lot for coming, number one, and for being here. And it's an exciting time for me and my family. And I'm going to read a statement, and because I wrote it the other day, and it sounded pretty good to me. You know, for me, writing it, it was pretty good. You know, so I want to make sure I read it so I don't get distracted or anything. And then afterwards, when everybody's done talking, I'll be happy to answer any questions, not only the media might have, but boosters or ex-players or current players or anybody. So I've had an unbelievable experience coaching at Pacific for the past 24 years. The players, assistant coaches, administrators, faculty, support staff, boosters, and fans from Stockton have given me great support, and I've really appreciated all their support. To be able to coach the Tigers for 25 years will be a true pleasure. After next season, it'll be the perfect time for me to retire from Pacific basketball. We will have a team that I feel will be very good and has a chance to win the Big West Conference and go to postseason play. I even feel that next year's team will be even better. It's been very important to me when I did retire that I left a team that was going to be very good for the next coaching staff. It's also a great time for a new coaching staff to kind of lead the basketball program into the WCC. I will always be a great fan of Pacific basketball and all Pacific sports. I look forward to spending more quality time with my family, and I thank you, Pacific, and the Stockton community. Okay? That's my statement, and I'm holding to it. And my flowers are from my lovely wife, Jerry. And as you can see, you know, being so good looking, you know why I want to retire and spend more time at home. So, there you go.
University of the Pacific is extremely proud of Bob Thomason, the most winning coach in Big West Conference history. We have so many wonderful memories to thank Bob for. 4 All-American athletes, 7 postseason appearances, 414 career wins, and still counting. There are more to come, I know. As an athletic fan, I want to thank Bob for the exhilarating fan experience that he'll have provided for 25 remarkable years. They've been a highlight of the Pacific experience for thousands of students, faculty, staff, alumni, and community members. Bob is leaving a lasting legacy of deeply held values and exciting memories. On behalf of the Board of Regents, I thank him for the tremendous contribution that he's made to the University of Pacific. And I want to add my personal thanks and wish him a very happy and rewarding retirement. Congratulations, Coach.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Kathy. Thank you.
Well, Coach, it has just been a pleasure getting to know you and having you lead our Tigers basketball team for so many wonderful years. I would like to give you a formal thanks and congratulations from the university. What a tremendous career you've had. You've brought joy, excitement, and victory to Tigers men's basketball for a quarter of a century. What an incredible accomplishment. As Board Chair Jansen just read out, an incredible set of statistics are associated with your career. But I'd like to point out some other aspects that we hold you so in admiration for. And it's your deep dedication and mentoring to the players on the court. When an athlete joins the basketball program here at University of the Pacific, I know they get more than just being part of a team. They get a family. Bob forms close relationships with the players and their families, and he makes sure that they get the support they need to be successful on the court and off the court. In the classroom and in their lives, Bob has a total commitment to his student athletes, and that is what University of the Pacific is all about. And in fact, Coach Thomason's profound respect for and pride in Pacific's mission shows in the way he has helped shape and sustain the university's commitment to the scholar-athlete model. Under Bob's leadership and guidance, 96% of his student-athletes who have finished their eligibility at Pacific have earned their degrees. Thanks to Coach Thomason, these players go on to attain leadership positions in their careers and their communities, even after the cheers fade in the Spano Center as they graduate and move on. With his high standards, caring attitude, and extraordinary results, it is no wonder that Bob Thomason is a 5-time Big West Conference Coach of the Year. Bob, I know I speak not only for everyone here in the Spano Center today, but all of us that are members of the Pacific family. Thank you for 25 years of outstanding service and extraordinary leadership for our young men athletes. And we wish you and your family a wonderful next chapter. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thanks, everybody. It's really appreciate everybody coming here and helping us celebrate this occasion and honor Bob for the great work that he's done here at the University of Pacific. I just make a couple comments. One is that Bob and I started off here together, and not only as students in the years and years ago. I won't tell you what years, because all the people in my staff, none of them were even born yet when Bob and I were students here. But then again, we came back in 1988. I was athletic director when it was Bob's first year as basketball coach, and I think the only big disagreement we've had is that he gets to retire before I do. Kind of frustrating, but a couple of things other about Bob. One is, if you work with Bob Thomason, you knew it was all about Pacific. You were confident that his values and his decisions, his philosophy, were compatible with the mission of this institution. He always cared about what's best for Pacific. And I think that's honorable. I think we're lucky to have had a coach for 25 years that had those attributes. In addition, Bob is a coach's coach. Kind of, what do I mean by that? I mean, I'll tell you an old Chester Caddis was one of my mentors, the head football coach here at Pacific. He's from the Deep South, and he had a drawl. And when he wanted to compliment a coach, he would say something like, he can take his 11 and whip your 11, and then he can take your 11 and whip his 11. And what he meant was, he could take his athletes, beat yours, and then he could go over and coach your guys, and they could return the favor the opposite way. And really, we're not talking about 11, we're talking about 5 here in basketball. But I think I speak on behalf of our entire athletic department staff and all of our coaches and the coaches that have been through here in the last 25 years. And Bob has an unbelievable reputation as a coach's coach, a guy who can take 5 athletes, 10 athletes, 12 athletes, and mold them into a team, have them get better and better every week and every year, take athletes who are freshmen, move them on to the time they're seniors and make them better and better. I mean, really just a coach's coach. There are some coaches who are sort of promoters and give great speeches and all that stuff, and Bob does wonderfully there and all, but his real strength was working day to day with student athletes, and I think that's a real strength of Pacific. That was what we would say our faculty do best: work one-on-one with students, small groups. That's what we do best, focus on the student. And that's what Bob did. So I think it's been a pleasure to work with him there, and I think that's a legacy that he has not only here in Stockton and in our department as a coach's coach, but throughout the Big West Conference and really throughout the United States. When you played Pacific in basketball, you knew you were going to play a well-coached basketball team. So congratulations for that. I think our entire focus right now is going to be on next year's team. We expect to and want to win the Big West Conference. But I do want to make a couple comments about the future of our basketball program after Bob's retirement. First of all, Bob and I have worked hard to make sure that we provided a fair and smooth transition for our assistant coaches. Bob has had a fabulous group of assistant coaches over time, and I want you to know that they're part of the Pacific family and they will be treated as part of the Pacific family. We need their whole effort this last year to win that conference championship and finish this thing the way Bob should finish, on top. Secondly, Coach Verlin, because he's associate head coach, has special obligations, special responsibilities, but he also has special privileges. After 18 years now and 19 years, I would tell you now that we will, when the search opens up after next basketball season, if Coach Verlin chooses to be a candidate, he will be a strong candidate, will be given every opportunity to follow the legacy of Bob Thomason, sort of his mentor. We will not kick off our search until the conclusion of the 2012 and 13 season. We will not contact any candidates, nor will we conduct any formal interviews until next season is over. That is our commitment to our student athletes and to Bob to make sure this last year is a great one. That having been said, I will make no more public comments about the search process or speculate about possible candidates until after next season is over. So I'd like to ask the whole community to say, okay, our focus now after 24 years is to make the 25th year the best, to make sure these student athletes have the best experience they can. But I would say one other thing. So we'll wait till after next season to talk about how this legacy is going to be built upon. But I do want to say that Bob Thomason has given us a great platform has been constructed underneath this program. The move to the West Coast Conference is going to give us great help, and we've had wonderful support from this community. We will find a basketball coach after next season equal to the task of building on Bob's legacy. So that's sort of some comments on Bob, and then sort of the way I feel about the search. And I do want to say just one sort of personal preference here, personal pride. I do want to thank Coach Thomason's mom and dad here who are here. I know the family's here. We have children and sons and wives and everything. But I think that two of the people that have been with this program every game, up there next to Jerry, sitting there watching, on bus trips, going away games, at practice, helping our players shoot free throws. But I would like Mr. and Ms. Thompson to stand up and take a round of applause, please. Please. And so I want to thank, again, Bob for the experience that all of our student athletes have had in the 24, now 25 great years. And I'll turn it back over to Mike. Thank you.